a few days ago, I got a call from a black Hebrew Israelite, and he was going to set the record straight and correct me in my errors, allegedly. And he had studied 20-something years, so I asked him politely, well, what about my studies? I've been studying 48 years. Well, you're wrong. So, I had a little fun with him on it. I said, well, you're wrong. I've been studying longer than you've been studying, But he was now going to set the record straight. And this is the type of gross ignorance we deal with all the time, the type of extraordinary error we deal with all the time, things that are so basic and you think, oh, and people believe this. So he wanted to argue that Abraham had his name changed from Avraham, Abram, to Avraham, because it had to do with the word Ham. That's the name of Egypt, one of the names of Egypt, or the father of Egypt in the Bible. Egypt in Hebrew is Mitzrayim. But Ham, the father, the Hamitic peoples, right? And that allegedly it meant baked, so these were black people. So, okay, first problem is Ham has nothing to do with Avraham. They are two different letters, Ch and H. He is called Avraham because he will be the father of a Hamon, a multitude of nations. So, for those watching, we're going to put the Hebrew word for Ham up. There's a squiggle on the bottom. That's an accent. You can ignore that. What looks like a little T is the vowel, the ah sound. But you'll see, so on the right is the chet, okay? So it's almost like a rectangle with no bottom on it, okay? And one of the line on the top left goes over a little bit, all right? If you can just picture that, all right? So if you start it on the bottom right, you go up and then just a circular top a little bit or a curved top a little bit, straight across, and then overlap a little bit, then go straight down. That's the chet. You can see aside from the open bottom, it is closed all the way around. Now, Ham does not mean baked. Ham means hot or warm. That's what it means. And when it is referenced in the Hebrew Bible about being out in the sun or we've been beaten with the sun, it would just mean darkened, okay? And in modern Hebrew, Ham does not, aside from meaning hot or warm, it means brown, okay? Shachor is black. Ham is brown. So if it did refer to a color, it would refer to brown, not black. All right, so that's the chet in Ham. Avraham, so the second letter from the end on the, if you're looking at it from, so you're reading it from right to left, the second letter from the end in Hebrew is the hey. And it's got two little dots on top. That's an accent. Ignore that. And the vowel looks like a T beneath it. But if you're looking at it, you'll see that it is open on the side. In other words, 3 seconds of learning Hebrew. I'd said you'd learn it in an hour, to know all the letters, but 3 seconds, you see, okay, the chet is different than the hey. They are two completely different letters with different sounds. One with a guttural ch, the other just a h without that, okay? So anyone who knows Hebrew at all knows that these are two different letters and that Avraham has nothing to do with Ham. And by the way, the Hamitic peoples are not the fathers of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those are the Shemitic peoples, the descendants of Shem. But this is the type of ignorance that's out there. And the frustration is you present the truth. Here, 1 + 1 = 2. Here, you have your 1 here, put it with my 1. How many do we have? 2, not 3, not 8, not 11, not 1. And some people are like, no, man, you're deceiving us. You're a trickster. You're a wizard. We don't believe you. So at that point, they're given over to deception. You have to pray that God would rattle their cage in a certain way, that in his love, he would shake them so that they have an internal awakening and realize, my God, what? I'm believing lies. I'm believing lies. May God have mercy and open eyes to the truth.